songs. Even the people who don't like Disney villain songs. There's something for everybody. And since it's October 10th, and I've been so excited about this one! I'm going to give you 10 of my favorite Disney villain songs, which is honestly just a small sample of them, telling you one interesting fact about it and one reason why I like it. And in no particular order, here we go! This is the second Disney villain song that describes a business transaction resulting in the transformation of a main character. The other being Poor Unfortunate Souls. I have a soft spot for 1920s jazz sound, and the colors are so stunning in this animation sequence. On the soundtrack version of the song, there's a part towards the end where Lefou unsuccessfully tries to spell Gaston's name. While the reprise is certainly more villainous, I think it's really funny that this song is basically just a gigantic ego stroke for Gaston. I also had a really hard time choosing between this song and the Mob song, which is also brilliant in its own right, but this one ultimately won because I have a weird sense of humor and this line cracks me up.
I use antlers in all of my decorating.
This song was composed by Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz. Menken's done the music for a ton of Disney movies, including The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Tangled, and Home on the Range. Stephen Schwartz has also done a few Disney movies, but he also wrote the music for Pippin, Godspell, and Wicked. I see what you did there, Menken and Schwartz. Having Frollo confess his sexual lust to the Virgin Mary. Bravo. I feel so powerful when I sing this song. It makes me feel like I could be on Broadway.
Like fire, hellfire.
While you can hear it on the soundtrack, the second verse where Oogie talks about making snake and spider stew was ultimately cut from the movie because the filmmakers realized that it was gonna be way too difficult to make a bunch of tiny little bugs dance in stop motion. I don't really blame them. The stop motion in Nightmare Before Christmas is 99% perfect. It's amazing. The use of blacklight in this song is so cool! And I think it's really fitting that his lair looks like a casino. A place that, while being very bright and cheerful, is also very dark and dangerous if you think about it. Howard Ashman, who wrote the song, actually recorded a demo of himself singing it and then sent it to the voice of Ursula, Pat Carroll, to convince her to accept the role. It worked. Pat Carroll just loves singing the song, and you can tell just by listening to it. I love the confidence in this song. You know, that creepy song that plays when Maleficent lures Aurora to the spinning wheel. So good. The soundtrack for Sleeping Beauty was actually one of the first times that the score was offered on the soundtrack for purchase. It's believed that this decision is one of the reasons that scores are included on soundtracks now. This theme is so short and yet so haunting, and Maleficent certainly doesn't need lyrics to make her more intimidating. There were two other full-length villain songs written for Jafar. One was called Humiliate the Boy, which was actually the last song that Howard Ashman and Alan Menken wrote together before Ashman died. Because of story changes as well as time constraints, a reprise of Prince Ali was chosen instead. There are a lot of great villain laughs, but Jonathan Freeman is kind of terrifying. This song was written by the Sherman Brothers, but performed by a group called the Mellow Man, a quartet group founded in 1948 by Max Smith and Thurl Ravenscroft. Ravenscroft, while perhaps most famous for singing You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, the best villain song of all time, is also the lead singing bust in the Haunted Mansion ride, plays several characters in the Enchanted Tiki Room, and does a few singing pirates on Pirates of the Caribbean. Much like the bed travel scenes in Bedknobs and Broomsticks, I never really noticed how psychedelic the colors were in this sequence when I was a kid. But now that I'm an adult, I think it's kind of funny. It's also fun to sing because of all of the different parts. The Lion King, not my favorite movie. I acknowledge that it's a great movie, but I personally prefer Lion King 1.5 more. And before any of you say anything, I don't think it's not based on a Shakespearean play is a good enough reason for me not to like it. But Be Prepared is a staple. It's a moral imperative as a Disney fan to include it on this list. Many of the visuals in this song are a direct reference to the way Hitler was portrayed in Nazi propaganda. A+ use of wind instruments in this song. And the way Scar talks so nonchalantly about killing his brother and his nephew is chilling and charming at the same time. Since I didn't get any backlash for expressing positive feelings towards Home on the Range on day 4, I'm gonna bring it up again! This is the first Disney villain song that uses yodeling for mind control purposes, but it's not the only one.
Because you're gonna yodel, 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 obey me.
Alameda Slim is built up to be this dark and ominous villain for the like first 20 minutes of the movie. And the first 30 seconds of the song kind of go that route too. And then it just completely flips and there's such a tonal whiplash and it's hysterical. I know that there are a lot I missed and these aren't even all of the Disney villain songs that I love. Leave a comment with either your favorite villain song or a really cool fact you know about a Disney villain song. Like this video if you're gonna go look up Howard Ashman singing Poor Unfortunate Souls once you're done watching this. And subscribe to follow the rest of our chilling challenge. The princess will see you tomorrow.